We're ready to begin with New Mexico. We have student athletes Khadijah Shumpert and Antiesha Brown, Coach Yvonne Sanchez. Coach, if we could start with you, just get some thoughts on today's game.
I first want to congratulate Gordy and Boise State. They played a tremendous game, had a great season. They were definitely had the pieces in place to win this conference, and they did a great job. So, my hat's off to them. They did a terrific job. They took us out of what we wanted to do. That's a tremendous team, and they're going to represent the Mountain West Conference very, very well.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now take questions for the student athletes.
For either one of you, Khadijah, probably more you since you're more in the post, but 19 offensive rebounds for Boise State. Were they doing something a little different? Were they catching you off guard in any way, or why did they get 19 offensive rebounds?
I would have to say that it's not just a post, it's a team effort, and all 5 people have to box out. And with that being said, I think that they went hard and they went for the boards, and next year knowing coming into it that we got to work harder and we got to get boards, and we can't give up offensive boards because that's something that we talked about as a team that we needed to do and we didn't get done.
You guys shot just 30% from the floor. Why do you feel like you couldn't get a rhythm offensively this game?
I think Boise State did a terrific job of taking us out of our offense. We just weren't cutting very hard. We weren't making contact on screens. They just outplayed us. They took us out of our rhythm, and we just didn't hit them back.
They had some opportunities in the second half to extend to 13-14, really put you guys away, and you guys did keep bouncing back. You guys did keep making it a game. Was there any point in that second half or any point in the whole game, actually, that you guys thought maybe it had slipped away, or at what point did you realize it was done?
The only thing that could make me believe that it was done is whenever the buzzer went off. There's no way that there was a point in the game where I thought we had lost it, because we've come back from far worse deficits in our game. So I didn't think that it was over until the last buzzer.
Yeah, I'll also agree with Antiesha. If anything, where there was a time where we were like, we really need to get it together, it would have been the first half, because the first half is where we ended up digging that hole. The second half, we were clawing our way out the whole time. And I think that my teammates, as well as myself, worked hard in the second half to come back.
This tournament's over, obviously, but are you two players hopeful that there will be another game?
Absolutely.
Most definitely. Basketball never stops, and that's my mentality. That's all of ours. Ever since we were young, we've always played, and I don't see it being done for any of us.
Anything else for our student athletes? Okay, we'll dismiss them at this time. Thank you, ladies. Questions for the coach?
None? No, just kidding. Tried.
The 19 offensive rebounds, two factors. Let's start with the 19 offensive rebounds they had. How big a factor was their second chance opportunities?
We got to yell shot and box out, and we didn't do that. And they were mostly long rebounds if you looked at them. So that's the guard. That's not necessarily the post play. Guards turn and stared instead of boxed out, and what happens is if you don't box out initially and make contact and you just start running at the rim, the ball goes over your head. 3-point shooters, you're going to have long rebounds, and that's what happened. And we just didn't box out initially, bounced over our head, and they got too many second chances. The two factors were that and 8 for 22 from the 3-point line. If you look at the rest of the stats, everything's pretty even. But they hit 8 threes. We're not a 3-point shooting team. We did manage to get 3. We ran that play for Josie so she could bank it in. I thought that was a pretty good play for her. I'm kidding, really. We just, you have to credit Boise State. Every run we made, they responded, and good teams do. I mean, it was a great game. It really was. I just wish we'd have played better, obviously, but it was a good game, and they got the best of it today.
They did have the 19 offensive rebounds, but only 10 second chance points.
Right.
You guys actually got the edge there. so they didn't gain the advantage in points. But when you're having to defend on a possession, three shots, I mean, did that wear you guys down a little bit?
I don't know if it wears you down, but then it takes ticks off the clock. So when you need that precious time that you don't get an opportunity to go down and score, then they get the possession for a minute or a minute 30. They got about 4 straight offensive rebounds. And, that hurts. And even if you get a stop on that, they still took time off the clock. And it's time, we needed near the end of the game. So that hurt a little bit.
You guys only shot 30% from the field. Really never got an offensive rhythm. Why do you think that was?
Well, I mean, it's tournament time. We've played them 3 times. They shot 36%. They know what we're running. We know what they're running. It's about execution. Shots didn't go down. We had some good looks. They didn't go down. We had some layups. They didn't go down. Our effort from the free throw line was very good, 89%. So we got to the basket. But, you wanted to shoot a little bit better, and we didn't. But I'm proud of this team. This is just a tremendous group, and they exceeded probably everybody's expectations but ours in that locker room, because we wanted some special things this year, and I think we got it done. But we're not done yet. It's got to be something to build on. Because I don't want to come to championship games anymore and lose.
Now, how about Antiesha's performance? 23 points.
Yeah.
Every time you guys needed a bucket, it looked like she was there to give it to you.
Well, both of them. Khadijah 17, 11 from the line. Tish started out, I think she had 2 points in the first half. She got 21 in the second half. And she tried to put the team on her back and will this team to win. And that's why she's a senior, and that's why she's a leader, and that's why she's going to be playing beyond college. Hopefully we're not done yet. We want to, there's still maybe another tournament we can go win. But I think those 2 performances were exceptional today.
You've already alluded to today's effort. You told me yesterday that regardless, win or lose today, you would be content with what this team has done this week and this season if you knew they left it on the floor. Do you feel they left it out there today?
There's no question. I think, we made some mistakes. We missed some assignments. But in terms of their effort, there's no question I think they left everything on the floor. And I told them in the locker room, I'll live with the results if you do that. They never gave up. They never quit. It's like Antiesha said, we have the philosophy, if there's still time on the floor, there's still time that you can win the basketball game. You keep coaching, and then the buzzer went off, and, that was it. But there wasn't a point in time where I thought we were going to lose. There just wasn't. And we've had that mentality all year. But you have to credit Boise State. They had a heck of a game. They played well. They have a great team. And like I said before, they're going to represent the Mountain West Conference very, very well.
Any other questions? Thank you very much, Coach.
Thanks.